Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, lived a sweet and kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She had a gentle soul and was warm to everyone she met. Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters, but sadly, they were not kind to her at all. They made her work very hard, from sunrise to sunset, every single day. One morning, a special letter arrived, sealed with a royal crest. It was an invitation from the palace to the grand royal ball. The stepsisters were ecstatic. "We will finally meet the handsome prince," they squealed with delight. But then they turned and looked at Cinderella, standing there in her old, dusty clothes. "You can't possibly go looking like that," they sneered. "You must stay home and finish your chores." Cinderella felt a deep sadness wash over her. Her heart ached as she helped her stepsisters get ready for the grand event. They put on their most fancy dresses and adorned themselves with shiny jewels. When they finally left for the ball, the big front door slammed shut, leaving Cinderella all alone in the quiet house. She ran out to the garden, and soft, quiet tears began to stream down her face. Suddenly, a beautiful, shimmering light started to sparkle nearby. It grew bigger and brighter, and in a swirl of light, a kind-looking woman appeared right before her eyes. "Don't be sad, my dear," she said in a soft, musical voice. "I am your fairy godmother, and you shall go to the ball." Cinderella wiped her tears away, her heart suddenly filled with surprise and a new-found hope. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand. Poof! A big pumpkin from the garden patch instantly grew and transformed into a wonderful golden carriage. 4 little mice who were scurrying by suddenly became 4 magnificent white horses to pull it. With another graceful wave of her wand, Cinderella's old worn-out rags vanished into thin air. In their place was the most beautiful, sparkling blue gown she had ever imagined. It shimmered like 1,000 stars in the night sky, and on her feet were the prettiest shoes she had ever seen. They weren't made of leather or silk. They were crafted from pure, clear glass, sparkling in the moonlight. "Oh, thank you so much. But there is one very important rule," she said. "You must be home by midnight. When the clock strikes 12, all the magic will end." Cinderella promised she would remember. When Cinderella walked into the grand ballroom, everyone stopped and stared. Who was this mysterious, beautiful princess? The prince himself saw her from across the room and couldn't look away. He walked straight to her, bowed, and asked, "May I have this dance?" They danced together for the rest of the night. Cinderella felt like she was floating in a happy, wonderful dream. She had never felt so joyful in her entire life. Then she heard the distant chime of the castle clock. Bong, ... bong. It was midnight. "Oh, I have to go," she said quickly, her heart racing. She hurried away from the prince and ran down the grand palace steps. In her rush to leave, one of her tiny glass slippers fell off her foot. She didn't have a single moment to stop and get it. She jumped into her golden carriage and raced home just as the last strike of midnight sounded and all the magic faded away. The prince, heartbroken, picked up the little glass slipper she had left behind. "I will find her," he declared to his court. "I will search the entire kingdom for the girl whose foot this slipper fits." The very next day, the prince's royal helper went from house to house with the glass shoe. The mean stepsisters tried desperately to squeeze their feet into the tiny slipper, but it was no use. It was much too small. Then the helper noticed Cinderella sitting quietly by the fire. "May I?" he asked. She shyly put out her foot, and to everyone's amazement, the glass slipper fit perfectly. The prince was overjoyed to have finally found his true love. Cinderella learned that day that being kind and good is the realest and most powerful magic of all. Her good heart had led her straight to true happiness. She and the prince were married, and they ruled their kingdom with kindness and love. And every night they drifted off to sleep, feeling safe, happy, and loved in a world filled with sweet dreams. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more wonderful stories.